Welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. I'm down by the lake. I'm going to have a go fishing for pretty well anything. Probably small carp, maybe a tench, maybe bream. Beautiful. It's been, well, not stormy, but a big low pressure coming in. It's Berry Hill Fisheries. I'm on their centre lake. I think it's called Bonds. And I'm going to be using quite an unusual bait, people. I'm going to be using garden peas. Yes. Some of you might not realise that peas are a good bait. But if you look, I'll put these down. If you look on our playlist of the Totally Awesome Fishing Show, let's say, I'm going to point here and hope that Michael can put it up there. Put a little link or a picture to catching carp on a roast beef dinner, a complete roast beef dinner of every single piece I put in there. Absolutely, I mean, Yorkshire pudding, bits of roast beef, they ate everything. But one thing I did notice that they ate, and I was very surprised, they absolutely gorged on them with the peas. So I'm down here, I'm going to be fishing a margin rod close in. I'm going to be fishing one over by the island there and see if I can't actually get them going on peas. Must be something wrong with me. Well, people, it's a bit of a horror story with the rain. I've got the giant umbrella up. I've got my peas thawing out. Now these are just regular frozen peas, that's all they are. You can also get, I've got in my little goodie bag here, if I don't fall over, I'm trying to keep under the rain as well, some called marrow fat peas. I don't know who makes these, farrows whoever they are. Giant marrow fat peas. Some of you have had them with chips and stuff. Really nice. You can use those as well. And they're a large one with a larger hook, but I'm going to be using the standard peas. These garden peas, look, straight out the supermarket. About £1 something for however much is in here, a kilo. I mean, these things are like mini green boilies. I'll show you what my rig up and setup is like. Okay, this might be something a little bit different for you. These things, I got them for conger pier fishing or for fishing off of platforms like this. What I've done is I drill out and glue a nut in there that's the same thread as my normal bank stick with the backrests there. Then up the front here, there we go. Got my buzzer set up there, as you can see. Same thing, couple of wood bits of 3x2 glued together, screwed together. A nut in the base there to take the thread of this. And as you can see, that actually does do the trick. Now I can keep these fishing really low. That's the idea of it. I want to get the rod tops low. And that's the idea of it there. They stop beeping. And of course I can move them in, I can move them around anywhere I want and keep those rod tops low. Oh, right. Now, that's my bankside setup for the rod rest. A bit unusual. Maybe in retrospect I could have made this a little bit higher at the back. So I've got a bit of a slope on it, but it doesn't matter because some of these platforms, lovely to fish off, but you can't put your rod rest anywhere unless you get big extended ones and put them over the outside down into the mud. That's the way I've got these, and of course I can move them about. If I want to change swims, I can angle those wood blocks over there, put my chair over there, and I can fish the other way as well. So I've got a rod down in the margins, and a rod over there, and it's my setup, an Avon rod. I think it's £6 line. I was talked into buying this line in the tackle shop. I wanted my trusty old beep 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 line, which I'm not going to mention, they don't do me any favours, but it's a good line. And I was sold this stuff for about £9 a spool or something. It's a nightmare. It floats, it seems to retain coils and kinks in it, but I'm using it. And I'm not happy with it, I have to say, and I fear it's going to be stripped off and I'll be going back with a line I normally use. I've got a link ledger here, a shot to stop it sliding down. It's on a link, as you can see. I'm hoping you can see this. It's a grotty day, just stopped raining, but I daren't take the camera outside the safety of the umbrella. Two swan shot, I call them. I think they're triple SHGs. For casting weights, I'm going to go over about 4 feet short of those bushes just over there. Don't want to go too close. And then I'm going about 15 inches to a barbless hook, which is about a size 10, I would guess it is, because these peas are a dream to hook. Now you don't have to. Oh, I've lost the bag already open. There it is. Can't get over, man. Look, I mean, there's a kilo. There's a kilo of about £1 something. These are frozen ones. You could take them out the night before. I've tried to leave the ice in them because it keeps them quite firm. But obviously, if you cook them, they go squishy. So even frozen, these are nice and soft. God, my nails are filthy. It's like I've been fishing with lugworm with Tony. There we go. There's the hook. There is the pea. I roll it around the shank like that. Now, I can leave it like that, or I can even roll a second one on there. I personally, I tend to like the single one, you know. I do tend to like the single hook. But you don't need to... Shut up, ducks. And jets. What is it? It was supposed to be in the countryside. I personally just like leaving it hanging like that. And I'm going to cast that one out. I don't really... I'm using a quiver tip rod, by the way, guys, because I'm doing 3 ways of watching the indications here. We let this 747 go through the trees. Out we go. Bosh, about 4 feet short. I wind about a foot or so, sink it in the rod rest, down in the backrest. It's on the buzzer. It's also on the quiver tip, so it's visual. And I'm also, so I'm sitting here watching the bow in the line where it enters the water for tweaks. So I've really got 3 different ways. Just tighten up to that, take the bow out of the line. I've got 3 different ways of fishing these peas. You can put them in loose feed, and I'll tell you what, boy, do they catapult a long way. Well, I was straight into an incredible fish that absolutely melted line off the spool. Just look at this, even with finger pressure to stop it. I have to turn the rod right around the other way so the rings face the opposite way, thereby increasing the power of the rod because it's then pulling against the spine and it still wants to barrel on down that bank, trying to get to the, I think I want to call it a monk or an overflow. Anyway, whatever it is down the other end of the lake, it's concrete. Trust me, it's going there. I can't seem to stop it. Didn't even get a turn on the reel. Am I going to lose it? It looks like a one-way ticket. Pop. Yes. And there you go. I've got a fish hooked up. He is absolutely digging and digging. So I'm dropping the reel in and out of back wind, playing with the drag, getting it all set up, and well, it's put a healthy bend in that Avon fishing rod, that is for sure. That's why I use them. And this fish is boring and digging down deep. In fact, so deep that, oh my God, it's gone under a leg of the staging. How on earth am I not going to lose this? I grab the line, I try and ease the fish underneath. Will it snap? Will the line go? Will the hook pull? Something disastrous surely is going to happen, but no. GP managed to get it out and at least get it battling again. Amazing scrap from some of these carp. It's not just I'm on really light tackle, you know, I'm on 6 pounds straight through, and look at the bend in the rod. I mean, there really is no need to go sort of really ultra light with it. You get a great scrap and you can still, well, you can try bullying those fish. If they don't want to be bullied, they won't be. This one, fortunately, went into the net. A nice mirror, what I'll call almost a saddleback. For those of you who don't know what saddleback is, it's a mirror carp with scales all along its back, but this has got a few near the tail, so it's not really a true saddleback. And that's the kitty that did the damage, yes. Plain peas, I think I paid £1.35. Well guys, that's what I'm talking about. Peas. Do they work? I lost a really big fish early on. Big fish. Came right in the margins. And this is not a small one. Anyway, a great fish on an Avon rod. Single hook, single BB. He's still lively and kicking. I can't get the camera. This is going to be the only shot I get, guys, because it's tipping with rain. A great fish. Pleased with that. Great scrap. Unbelievable scrap. Took me out of the staging and everything. How I never got bust off then, I do not know. Let's get it back, and I've got to get some more peas out there. Now they're a soft bait, so it's no use going to sleep in a bivvy, because that's not going to happen. These are going to get squashed off or eaten off by other fish as well. You need to be proper fishing, waiting, striking the fish. Bigger hook this time. I'm going to try and roll 2 on this and fish in the margins here. So it's worked with 1 fish. I've pulled out a 2, and oh man, I got so close to striking that. I think I had a line bite from one that was right under the rod top here and just moved out, went through my line. I think it was a line bite. Well, but at least the fish are moving here over the peas. This one is technical gone mad. a hook, a foot away, a BB shot. I'm literally lowering under the rod top. Fuck, I tell you. 4 or 5 feet away from the end of this wood staging. Drop it out there. Let it sink. I can see when the shot's on the bottom. The line stops going down, it stops. And I just close the bail gently, make sure my drag is set to give line, because I am fishing point blank at this stage. I'm just going to put it into the buzzer. Rest it down there. Barely tighten up to it. 2 ways of doing this. You can either tighten up to it, but I sometimes like to leave a little bit of slack, so if the fish moves over it, hopefully you don't get a line bite. And let me show you how I'm feeding. It's important really not to overstretch the catapult, because these peas really are missiles, and especially if they still got a bit of ice in them, they do go. And there's no question, if I put 3 or 4 in there, I could probably send them right over on the other lake and about 50 yards up on the bank. You don't need to throw them out far, close to the back, underneath the rod top. Watch this while I'm baiting, guys. And there you can see my little setup there on my rod rest blocks. I use them for sea fishing, but they come in dead handy for this type of fishing when you're trying to keep the rods down low. I've always fished like that. I like to have them down low. I know you can get those pod things, but I like to have these individual ones like this, and I can move them around much easier to me. And I can also have them quite close together. And I do like to have my rods close together, not so the reel handles clash, just so that you can sit right there. Bear in mind, I'm not using bait runners or anything like that. The fish don't hook themselves. I've got to strike the hook through that pea to get a hook up, and you've got to sit there and watch and fish properly and look for the bites. Let's get that pea out there, close the bail arm, just sink the tip underneath the surface, tighten up to it. There it is, it's out. It's just out to the right of those ducks, 4 feet short of the island, and I'm ready for a bite. Wow, on again, guys. This is the first bite I've had on the outside rod on the peas. It was a ripper. I've lost 2 more close in, and I've got pestered by Canada geese who just want to eat my sandwiches all the time. Don't turn your back on them. That's it, shove off. Oh, shut up. How boring are they? Do they ever give it a rest? Wow, this one's going well. I mean, they call them Canada geese, don't they? They shoot them in Canada and eat them. Can we please get some Canadians over here? Come on. I've noticed when they take these peas, they slam it. And I think it's because they look like a little mini boilie or something. Not a big fish, 5 pounds I guess. And that was over there by the bushes, on those margins, about 4 feet away from the edge of the bushes. I don't like to cast. I know the fish are under the bushes, I know that. But I don't like to risk snagging up over there. In any bush, in fact. I'd far sooner bait up about 4 feet short and try and lure the fish out that way. I'm not going to lose any gear up in the trees or bushes. That's the theory anyway. But the margin rod definitely has had the takes. There he is. There we go, guys, just a small common carp. But get him in the water and get those peas back out there. Now when you take your peas out, frozen, you can see that is 1 block. I took them out the morning to go fishing, but by putting some water in the top, they actually do thaw out. They don't float, they sink. so the ice stays on the top, and the fresh peas, as they thaw off, are they're nice and soft. No need to cook them whatsoever, straight out the packet. Then you can see you can use what you want and leave the rest in a frozen block, and if you're going home and they're still frozen, you can use them on another trip. And here you can see how they thawed out in the water. Cut the top off the packet, put a bit of water in there. Within about 20 minutes, half an hour, they should be ready for use. Mouthful of sandwich at the same time, people. What the wife's put in here? Cheese and pickle? Peas? Again, choking on the whole piece of cheese roll. Not a big fish, but listen, I'm not saying it's the world's best bait. I'm just saying it's another bait, and it is so cheap. If enough people fish with it and the fish get really used to it, it could be a killer bait. This is a nice size. Let's have a look at you. Very, very black common carp. He should be eating more greens. It's still raining. I've still got to leave the camera inside, unfortunately. Ah, yuck. Very, very dark fish. Well, that one is, folks. Here comes the rain again. A nice deep one, but a peculiar... Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it. A peculiar, very, very dark colour. Very dark colour. Am I bothered? Not really. Look at the width across his head there. Real chunky fat one there. Let's get him back. I was just trying to film that heron, guys, and the rod nearly went in. Oh, digging for the other side, the other bank. I'm sitting down, filming the heron, trying to keep the camera dry in the rain, and the rod suddenly leapt out the rest. I got about 3 beeps on the buzzer, and that was it. I'm trying to play this fish around the front of the camera for you. I'm probably going to have to get it out the rain. It's a bit expensive to get wet. Ow! He's nearly popped me off then. Just ease that drag a touch. And there we go, guys, something completely different. Not the proverbial carp, a lovely rudd. Look at the red fins on him. Look at his pretty red fins. Nice rudd. I've got the twitches now because it's getting 5 o'clock in the afternoon and that's the time. So let's get this guy back. I've now had 6 carp and a rudd. And I'm busting for a pea. How do I see her on my own? Got a lump on this time. Underneath almost under the staging, I just saw the line tweak and just start to move. I thought, is that a rudd taking it? Big rudd. If I get it in. Whoa, nice fish for here. For here, it's a nice one. Oh, stay on, boys. Stay on. I'll tell you what, I've pinged a few off today. I don't know whether it is the bait itself, maybe masking the hook. I should go a little bit bigger on the hook size, perhaps. Job to say, really. Let's see if we can get this guy digging and digging. No, I missed him. I really screwed the netting up by rushing it. Oh yeah. This one is mat material, people. This is a nice fish. What a beauty to finish the trip with. Oh my word. Just saw the line tweaking. Let's turn over, get him unhooked. Hook falls out. Great thing about barbless. Very, very wide across the back, this one. I'd say he's not a million miles away from the magic 10 pounds. I'm soaking wet, my feet are wet. There we go. And nice markings on this one. Look at that one, peeps. That is as close to 10 as you're going to want, and it's just a pull. Come on now, calm down. You're going to be on YouTube now. You've got to be famous. Beautifully marked. I would say this is a fully scaled mirror carp. There we go. Now folks, I'm trying to set the scene with the atmosphere here. Beautiful, peaceful, serene. Just watch that left rod though. Holy smoly. Oh my God. I think that was on camera, guys. I think that was on camera. There I was doing all the arty-farty shots and the rod's going to disappear out the nest. Something always happens on the Totally Awesome show. Let's get that one out the way. I'd love to get this fish for you. Let's zoom back. You can tell I wasn't getting any bites for a while because I was getting all arty. Wait a minute. Manual, automatic. Here we go again. I'm going to leave that rod just resting there. I think I'm safe with that one. OMG. The rod was on the way. I'm hoping you guys got to see that bite as well, because it wasn't exactly a nibble, was it? I don't really like bringing this big camera out on this deck. It's slippery. I could go in, that's one thing. Get myself organised. What a session, boys. Straight peas. Peas, please. Louise. Don't think it's as big as that last one. It's number 10. My God, I hope that came out, because that is point blank carp fishing at its best. That's what I love about it. Never mind all that distance stuff with 3-pound test curve rods. Underneath the rod top, Avon rod, 6-pound line, straight through, crash. Oh. Or not, as the case may be. Chihuahua. Oh, he's going for the bushes. Come out, come out, you son of a gun. Oh, gee. Oh, his quiver tip rod's folded. Oh, he's digging for the bushes. He's going to make it. No. Come on, stay on top. Ooh. Missed my chance. Missed my chance of getting another second circuit. Come on, come on, come on. Rolling. They certainly stretch your string, don't they? Oh. Come on, stay on top. Mirror. Stay on top, stay on top. Oh my God. It's another very, very respectable lump. Well, Christ. I wonder what that noise was. Jesus, I'm going in in a minute. I thought, beep. It's unusual. I just moved, left that right there. I'm now winding, guys, backwards. It's ripping me out. I've got one. Now you can see why I don't buy those double licenses to have 3 rods. I don't need 3 rods. Gosh, try and get this one back. Get out, buddy. I need the net. What a second. Oh no, don't go for the island, please. Oh no. A common carp, common as muck, as fat as you like, a double whammy, a double take of carp. I'm hoping we got the take on camera. Brilliant. I've got to go for 12 now, haven't I? Nobody to believe I got 11. Oh, peas! Peas! Straight up that supermarket tomorrow. I mean, look at the state of my glasses. Hair's wet, jeans are wet from kneeling in the mud, shoes are absolutely wet, just paddling pools they are. It's just ridiculous. I've got the lines in the water, I've sat down, I'm getting line bites on the outside one, but I'll tell you why. I mean, look, I'm looking down the barrel of 12 fish, probably hooked 15 or 18 in what, 4 hours, 3-4 hours. I was told here at Berry Hill Fisheries, the carp bite on low pressure. Definitely it's not a high pressure water, so you get fabulous weather, great for fishing in. Certainly on these 2 small lakes, a big lake with the real big carp, they do tell me it's much better with low pressure. It's right over low pressure, it's still spitting with rain. I've still got the camera under here, I'm still getting wet. But boy, are they on the bite on these peas or what? It makes me wonder what it would be like on the big lake with these peas. Here comes the rain again. Please give me a break. Now here, folks, is an adult and a young coot, and a second young coot, closely followed by a male mallard. Now the coot is different from the moorhen. The moorhen is smaller and it has red in it, so the coot has white in it as a basic glance, and the moorhen, a much more delicate one, has red. So here you can see a little bit of slack in the line from the quiver tip there, and there's the bite. Now, I'm not saying that's a fish bite, that could be a line bite, or it could indeed be a small fish like a roach or rudd. The other rod I'm fishing underneath, the rod top, it literally is lowering the pea underneath the rod top, so it just rests on the lake bed. So maybe 4 feet from where I'm sitting off the end of that staging, maybe 5 feet, say, that's where I am. Now look at the beautiful colours in this close-up of this mallard, which is the male duck. Beautiful, beautiful greens, and from the white neckband down, a lovely rusty brown colour. Big orange paddles, feet. There's like little claws on the end as well. And opposed to this is the female, which are a lot dowdier. It's just, you know, really basically brown, apart from one little flash towards the back of the wing. You can just see the colours of it there. And this is the female one. And there you can see that colour flash. Now, if you look at that colour there, here it is in a slightly different hue, but in amongst that fine feather line, you'd think, oh, that's the same. We call it a false eye flash, if you like. No, it is actually on the male, on the mallard. So there you are, you've had some information there about ducks. I like a bit of wildlife myself. I do like sitting there watching what else is coming about. And there you can see that amazing amount of, I'm going to call it wind drift, where the wind came up and everything on the surface is moving. Now a lot of people don't even notice this, but if you were really into a long carp session, you'd want to be at the bottom end of the lake where all this rubbish is getting drifted, and that's probably where the carp are going to be feeding. But then, apart from the mallards, I saw, what the heck is this guy doing? He was the most colourful duck I think I've ever seen in the British Isles. Now, what do you think it is? What do you think it is, guys? It looks like something that's come out from Chernobyl. Superb colours, an absolutely magnificent duck, as far as ducks go. Mostly magnificent because he wasn't in my swim eating my peas. But what an unusual one. I'm going to leave it to you guys. I have looked it up to see what it is. It is quite unusual. Why don't you tell us on YouTube what you think it is, because it's a great looker. Well guys, it's been an absolutely blinding session. Just for an afternoon one, after work this morning. I think, oh, it's still going. It has slowed, that's why I put the camera up. I've had 14 carp. Honestly, I must have hooked 18. Hooks pinged on a few of them. But I just want to show you, just before I close out, I've got not much left on the camera, on the memory card. I'm just going to show you before I pack up, which I will do in a minute, how I just side hook in the pea, and that's all I'm doing. Check this out. Well, I bought 2 kilos of peas. I haven't even used one in an afternoon. So all I'm doing with the pea is, and they've stayed pretty well iced. I mean, presumably you could put them, if you wanted, you could thaw them out the night before, so they're chilled, and then put them in a cool box or something like that. So all I'm doing, if you're going to see this or not, there's my hook, there's my peas. This is how I found the best way. The margin rod, I can skin hook just on the edge. If I'm casting out a bit farther, even though I've got the swan shot for a weight, I've got to put the hook through a little bit more. And they do come back when I wind them in. Just nick it once on barbless hooks, and I roll it round, and I leave the hook absolutely bare like that. And that seems to get me the hookups anyway. Oh no, I've missed the bite thanks to you. Thanks a lot, buddy, thanks a lot. That would have been number 15. Is he coming back? No. Or just a double, but just make sure that they roll around and you keep that point clear. And then all you do is lay it in the water. He hasn't come back, that fish. And just wait for the rod to keel round, buckle round in fact. In fact, I'd say don't take your eyes off it, to be honest. I'm all set. If I don't get another one, it doesn't really matter. I've had an unbelievable session. And believe me, I've used those peas once when I did that carp on roast dinner film years ago. And I thought, I've been taking, what, 3 or 4 years to decide to use peas. Jesus Christ. Oh, come on, can't get tied to it. Nearly went then. Bloody hell, I nearly come off the decking. Oh, I don't know what to say. It's number 15 on peas. Oh my God. You saw me cast out, bait up, hook up all in one. I tell you, I don't want to go home tonight. Well, I have to. If I start on that other packet of peas, I'm just never going to stop catching. Oh, what a trip, what a trip. Berry Hill Fisheries. People wonder why I drive an hour to get here. A day ticket, people, is just, as I speak at the moment, it's just a day ticket, and I'm just going up the tree with this. Hang on. Come out. Not many people just recline, sit down. I got it out anyway. Good fish, good fish. I've got seconds left. Anyway, I'm going to close out with thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Hope you've got a pretty good idea. No, I don't work for the supermarkets. No, I don't sell peas. Get some cheap bait. Don't get expensive bait. What is the problem in commercial fisheries? Can't eat anything. Oh, come on. I might run out of film before I show you this one. Had a great time. I'll check out now. Keep watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show for all the best tips. Oh, it's a common. I'm going to get it quickly. Keep his head up, Graham. Keep his head up. Get, oh, you son. Oh, oh, dear, I don't know. I can live with myself sometimes. About £7 common. 15 in an afternoon. Thank you and good night. I've got one here, guys, just as I was about to pack up. I'm just going to weight up. It's very, very close to doubles. I put it on the mat there. All the gear is all packed away, and I just wound the rod up. I'm just going to get my scales. What's left? They're broken. That's not very nice, is it? Oh well, we'll soon see what it weighs. I'm going to balance the camera here because the tripod's put away. Really, Heath Robinson, I feel this one is awfully close to doubles. We've got like minutes left on the camera. It is over 10, it's 11, £10.12.